Maybe he was just checking if there was a probe waiting there or something to sneak around the back. He didn't want to send his marine out too far, which is possible. But he didn't go in that far. Like, the probe could have just gone in a little bit further and then it would have been fine. Anyway, it looks like, oh, is Sayle gonna get in? Why are we looking at the coaches? No, the Zayle's not gonna get in. But the Zealot is gonna see a bunker at the front, and that's gonna be very telling. So that bunker, you know, obviously means that something's going on in the back. Definitely some teching going on here. If I saw this, I would definitely be wary of Banshees coming out. Is it going to be Banshees? We do see a starport. We do see a tech lab, I believe, being built on a factory. Probably going to switch that out with a starport. So it looks like it is going to be a Banshee build from Light. I believe he's also taking a second gas. I'm just trying to look at the minimap. But, you know, oh, it actually is going to be just the 2 probes on gas into expand build. Okay. Alright, I thought he took this a bit early, but no, you know what? You know what? I'm pretty bad at StarCraft 2. So, anyway. Yeah, there we go, good old switcheroo. Looks like he's still making Marines. And I hope we have a robo. Yes, indeed, we do have a robo in time. He probably will need at least another gateway or 2 as well. You know, observers are well and good, but if you don't actually have any units to kill the Banshees, that's not really going to do you too much. So it is just going to be a 1-1 here from Light, the Cloak Banshee variation, which is going to cut into obviously his other tech units. So probably just make a bunch of Marines on the ground. Support this Hellion or 2. I don't know. Can he? I guess he could switch the tech lab off later, get some siege tanks. I'm honestly, it's honestly up to him. It's a very, very flexible build. But he's actually expanding behind this, which is interesting. So he's actually not just going to go for an all-in here. He is just going to go for the Cloak Banshee harass. So that is good. Not a huge fan of all-ins. Second Banshee on the way now. Cloak is about to finish. But I think Jaehoon will be well prepared for this. He's got 3 sentries out now, his first observer's out. Looks like he's going to send his first observer straight over, but I believe he just started the second observer immediately, and yes he did. So that second observer should pop out just in time for when this Banshee comes over. I'm a little bit concerned that he doesn't have any stalkers yet, it seems. He's got the Zealot at the watchtower. Does he not actually have any stalkers? Or are they just like at a random corner of his base? Because sentries, I mean, obviously they shoot up, but the Banshee's got some pretty sick anti-ground DPS, so you can actually just kill off the sentries. And it looks like there's 1 stalker at the natural. The probe's having to be pulled. Where's the obs? Where's the obs? The obs should be out. I don't know where it is. Alright, there's the obs. And it looks like warping in around the stalkers now, so he should be just fine here. Just gonna chase this Banshee away. Oh my god, the Banshee actually stopped to take a shot off on the probes, and oh no! Light actually lost the Banshee, and he's making a Thor, guys. Light is actually making a Thor. That is a very interesting choice here. Whoa. And also immediately double gassing at his natural. It makes me suspect that he's actually going to transition into a mech style after this here. This is quite confusing to me because Light's TVP mech in Brutal was awful. And, you know, mech in StarCraft 2, I don't know if it's harder per se, but, you know, it's definitely not used as quite nearly as much as Bio, and probably for good reason. So, I don't know, can somebody tell Light that, you know, Bio's actually good in StarCraft 2 and TVP? Does he actually just not realize that the metagame's a little bit different? I don't know. He's getting a Raven though, which I do quite like. Obviously, you can get that point defense drone to basically shut down the stalkers for a little bit of time. But as soon as looks like we do have an immortal on the way. Jaehoon is supply block though. But yeah, I was gonna say as soon as Jaehoon catches wind of this, you can just start spamming those immortals. And he does have the observer in the Terran base, I believe. Looks like that scouting zealot or the zealot from the watchtower just gets picked off here. But the observer is there, but there is a Raven out, so you can actually pick this off with the Thor. Oh man, this is actually really interesting. Look at this, he's sending the Marines back as well, and that observer definitely gonna go down. But I'm pretty sure he saw the Thor there, so that's gonna reveal what Light's strategy is here. Looks like another Banshee going in from the back, but gonna get denied. Meanwhile, looks like the Stalker's picking off these rocks so that he can get access to his third base. And you know what? This is not a bad map for mech. The middle is not too wide open, although you kind of can take some slightly roundabout routes going through your fourth base. But for the most part, there are some, you know, it's a pretty straightforward map. not too many counterattack paths and stuff. So yeah, let's see if Light can make this work. Although it looks like he's going for an attack, a bit of an attack already. This might be some kind of really interesting, you know, 2 Thor plus Marine plus Banshee timing. It looks like. And does Jaehoon have enough to stop this? He's got quite a few Stalkers, but you know, that points defense drone will be really nice against that. He's giving away a second Zealot here, and you know, the sentries with their force fields aren't going to do too much because the Thors will just crush those. So I mean, he'll have Guardian Shield, which is okay, but he does have 3 Immortals. Those Immortals are going to be key in this attack. I think if Light maybe can target down the Immortals with his Marines, then the Thors will definitely do their work. Is he going to pull SCVs? That's also the question. If he pulls SCVs, it'd be like a massive crown of Thor. Basically, kind of goes semi-all in. That could also be very, very difficult for Jaehoon to deal with. But no, he's actually adding more production facilities, getting a second starport and another barracks here. So it looks like he's actually not going to go for any serious attack. Just wanted to move his forces out a little bit to take that watchtower. But I don't think that's a good idea though, because the Thors are so slow that basically, you know, if there was some kind of weird, you know, Warp Prism harassing the main or something, or the Protoss just decides to move out and you get caught out of position, you know, the Thors are not going to be able to just like run away very easily or go home and defend. So I'm not sure how much I like, you know, sending your whole army out in this forward position. Seems a little bit risky to me. Meanwhile, we do also have High Templars out now. These will be able to actually feed back the Thors, I think. Wait, Thors still have energy, right? Oh man, alright, hold on, before anyone freaks out and like, oh my god, Sayle's such a terrible commentator. Alright, there was one patch where they took Thor energy out of the game and they put the ability on a cooldown, alright? Now, before that patch, my main strategy in PvT when the guy went Thors was to get High Templars and feedback him, okay? And then they freaking put this patch in, right? And I didn't read the patch notes, so I played a ladder game, and this guy went Thors against me on Scrap Station, alright? It's friggin' Scrap Station, the guy goes Thors. I make like 6 High Templar, and I'm spamming F and clicking on his Thor, and it's not doing anything, and I did not realize why. And I just lost my entire army, still trying to like feed back this friggin' Thor, man. Ugh! God, patch, man. Alright, anyway. Banshee's going into the main base once again. That's a lot of gateways. And looks like Jaehoon, we're doing the face shot. He's not actually in any serious danger. I'm a little bit surprised that the Raven is here as well. Why is this Raven here? I don't even know. I mean, that doesn't seem like a good idea. He could just risk losing that Raven. And, ooh, nice feedback on the Banshee. Feedbacking both Banshees. Can he feedback the Raven as well? Feedback on the Raven would be key here. Getting rid of that Raven. I don't know why Light sent the Raven in as well. Maybe he just had all his air units on the same hotkey, so he just like happened to send it in. That seems like a bad idea. I mean, what is he gonna do? Like drop auto turrets in the mineral line? Like he's already got the Banshees there. Huh. Anyway, looks like. Wait, is he using the strike cannons on the? Wait, did he just use the Thor's strike cannon on the destructible rocks? Is he Forella? Wait, why? Oh man, I think he's doing that to use up the Thor energy so feedback doesn't do as much damage. I think, wow, that's actually a really good idea. At first I was like, wow, that's retarded. Why would he do that when he can just attack it? But actually, look, he's doing it on his bunker as well. He's actually trying to use up all the Thor energy so that he doesn't get feedbacks. That is actually really, really smart. Wow. Destructible rocks finally had something good about them. Well, I guess you could also charge Void Rays on them, so that's good. But oh man, SCV's coming off the line as well. That is a lot of Thors. That is a lot of Thors. That is how many Immortals are there? There's 5 Immortals, but they can all get strike cannons. Actually, there's enough Thors there to strike cannon every single Immortal. And if they can also get those off before the feedbacks go off, there's like going to be no energy on the Thors. And here we go. We're going to have a big engagement, and we're going to lag. We're going to buffer into GG, because that's always the most exciting thing. And here we go. Feedbacks on the Thors. Did the strike cannons go off? It doesn't look like the strike cannons went off on the Immortals, though. So the Immortals are still firing. Most of the Marines are gone, but the Banshee's doing an insane amount of damage. Oh my god, Jaehoon's army is getting crushed here. Light, with the Thor Banshee Marine composition, just completely stomps the Protoss here. Oh my god, I don't think he lost a single Thor there. He did not lose a single Thor. Oh man. I mean, Jaehoon, he had like the correct composition to deal with that. He had the Zealots to fight with the Marines, and GG from Jaehoon. But, you know, he had the Zealots you know, to tank against the Marines. He had the Immortals to deal the damage. He had the High Templars for feedback. He had the correct composition, but Light, with a brilliant move there, using the strike cannons on the rocks and his own bunker to get rid of his own energy, taking minimal damage from the feedbacks. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't use any strike cannons on the Immortals, but it didn't even matter, just taking them down easy peasy, and that was really cool. That was actually really cool.
썼을 때 커세어를 모으면서 다크를 썼을 때 그런 느낌과 좀 비슷할 거예요. 김재현 선수가 느끼기에는. 예. 자, 이렇게 되면서 웅지는 여전히 강력하다는 것을 지금까지는 말을 해주고 있고요. 하지만 마침표는 찍지 못했습니다. 이제 두 번째